Alright, hello. So, wanted to go over this a little bit about the bots and bot flies. This is October in Idaho, New Plymouth, Idaho, and wanted to kind of go over bot flies and what those are and bot eggs. This is Fargo, and that's Lena, right? So I've been working on them, and I thought I'd better stop and just show you a little bit about what bot flies are. Bot flies are a fly, and I'm showing their neck because what they do is they'll lay eggs on horses, particularly in this case. And those little yellow, I don't know if you can see them very well, but the little yellow dots here, okay, right in front of that tip of this bot fly knife, actually are bot flies' eggs. So those flies will actually lay eggs, and what they do is they drop off, and they're ingested. I'm kind of scraping them off here. They're ingested onto, and they get into the horse's stomach, okay, into their digestive tract, and they're passed, and then that's the cycle. So they have to, I believe, I need to do more research on this, but I believe they have to be ingested and to go through their full cycle. So you're supposed to scrape them off because, well, I don't like the way they, I don't know, I just don't like them there. So I don't know if you scrape them off and then they actually fall into their feed area and they eat them that way, which is probably how it works when they shed in spring. But you can see all of them down and through here. There's lots of them in there, okay? So this is a bot fly knife, okay? And what it does and is designed to do, kind of, I don't know if you can really see it there, but there's serrated edges. And those serrated edges keep it from actually cutting the hair, but they actually go through and they'll actually, getting flies here off, it actually scrapes the bot fly eggs off of there and then onto the ground. Now this is an area where they don't necessarily eat off the ground, so the chances are a little bit better that they won't digest those to continue the cycle of the bot fly. So I just wanted to show you what goes on in the fall. Like I said, it's about October in Idaho, in the southern part of Idaho, and just scraping off the bot flies with the bot fly tool. So just take it at about, I don't know, 45, something like that. It's not level with it, but it's on a slight angle. You don't need to press too hard when you're doing this. Just slightly pressing on there. And careful. Pushing away in case they need to get flies off. It's warmer today, so flies are coming off, but regular house fly or horse flies, whatever. You can see the regular flies flying around. Mostly house flies. I haven't seen any horse flies. You can see I'm just scraping off that. I'm trying to get those little yellow eggs off of there the best I can. I think the process is that these stick around through the winter, and then what they do is in the spring they'll drop off, and probably through centuries they drop off into the grass. The horses eat them, and then they go from there. Generally always on their front legs. I very, very rarely see them on their back legs, and that's why, right there. Probably because they don't like, because the tail allows them to swat them off. So you very rarely see them. There's a couple right there. Actually, you can see them right there at the tip of it. Little yellow eggs. You can see his vein there too, so I want to be real careful as I do that. I don't want to pop his vein, obviously, or cut his vein. It's not really a knife, like I said, it's serrated, so all it does is kind of gently goes and gets those off. So I want to try to get those off the best I can, but you don't see as many. There's a few right there, you can see that. So I'm going to scrape those off. You don't see them as much as you do up front here. Really, you can see them right there. There's a whole bunch of them right there in his front leg. So I'll take that and I'm just going to scrape that down kind of see where I'm just kind of cutting those hairs off with the botfly knife. It's a little serrated so it doesn't cut. That's why I don't use a regular one. It makes it a little bit easier and safer to use the botfly knife. Actually just cut those down. Hard to keep going. There you go. You can see it gets the dirt from underneath it. And then I'll scrape that off, and you can see I got most of them off of there. Okay, see there's one right up there. So we're going to scrape that off. There's one there. Let's get as many as you can off. It lessens the likelihood. But we will actually take and worm him with a boticide such as ivermectin and so forth in the fall. I like to worm mine probably now in about 4 to 5 weeks, which is a cycle of larvae. I'll do it again when it's cold, so I usually wait a little while, and then when it freezes I like to worm them again, so when they pass those eggs out they actually get frozen, and that does not help the cycle. So there you go, working with a botfly knife. And what are bots on the flies? Botflies on horses, excuse me.